Every morning, millions of people brew their coffee, prepare their breakfast, and unknowingly ignore one of nature's most potent healing treasures, sitting quietly in their spice cabinet. These tiny, nail-shaped buds might not look like much, but inside them lies a compound so powerful, it can create measurable changes in your body within just 7 days. I'm talking about cloves, a spice that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and now, modern science is finally catching up. Researchers from leading medical institutions have uncovered remarkable evidence that regular consumption of cloves can influence your antioxidant defense, immune system, metabolism, liver, cardiovascular health, and even cellular repair mechanisms. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly what happens in your body, day by day, when you eat just 2 cloves daily, and how to do it safely, using clinical evidence every step of the way. Let's begin. The secret of clove power. Before we dive into the day-by-day changes, there's one critical detail we need to get absolutely right: how you consume cloves. Most people make the same mistake. They chew them the wrong way, use low-quality powder, or heat them excessively. And when that happens, you're not unlocking their medicinal potential, you're essentially just chewing flavored wood. The extraordinary power of cloves comes from eugenol, a phenolic compound that makes up 70 to 90% of clove essential oil. It's responsible for cloves' aroma and, more importantly, most of their therapeutic effects. Whole cloves retain these compounds far better than ground ones. According to the World Health Organization, the safe daily intake of eugenol is 2.5 milligrams per kg of body weight, about 175 milligrams for an average adult. 2 whole cloves contain roughly 160 to 180 milligrams, the ideal amount. Unlike many spices, cloves shouldn't be overheated. For best results, consume them fresh, whole, and minimally processed. Day 1, Antioxidant Revolution. On day 1, within just a few hours of consuming 2 fresh cloves, your body begins an extraordinary cellular defense response driven primarily by the antioxidant compounds naturally present in cloves. These effects are not vague or mystical, they're measurable, physiological processes supported by clinical research. Cloves are among the richest natural sources of phenolic antioxidants known, with a significantly higher oxygen radical absorbance capacity, ORAC, than many fruits, vegetables, and even other medicinal spices. The star compound here is eugenol, a potent phenolic molecule that neutralizes free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cell membranes, proteins, and DNA. Excess free radicals contribute to chronic inflammation, accelerated aging, and the development of diseases like cardiovascular disease, neurodegenerative disorders, and certain cancers. Once absorbed, these antioxidant compounds trigger an upregulation of your body's internal defense systems, particularly the production of glutathione, often called the master antioxidant. Glutathione plays a crucial role in neutralizing reactive oxygen species, stabilizing cell membranes, and supporting detoxification in the liver. This is one of the earliest measurable responses to clove consumption. Importantly, this antioxidant surge reaches the vascular system quickly. Your endothelial cells, the delicate lining of your blood vessels, are among the first to benefit. By reducing oxidative stress, cloves help these cells function more efficiently, supporting better blood vessel dilation and contributing to cardiovascular protection. Over time, this may lower the risk of plaque formation and arterial stiffness. The brain also benefits on day 1. Neural tissue is highly sensitive to oxidative stress, and antioxidants from cloves can cross into areas that help protect neurons from damage. This early protection contributes to long-term cognitive health and may reduce risk factors associated with neurodegenerative changes. In simple terms, day 1 sets the biochemical foundation for the rest of the week. Your body begins to shift from a pro-oxidative state, where damage accumulates silently, to a protective state, where defense systems are activated. This is the beginning of your internal healing cascade. Day 2. Immune System Activation. By day 2, after consistently consuming 2 cloves per day, your immune system begins to show measurable signs of activation and optimization. This isn't about boosting the immune system in a vague way, it's about enhancing your body's innate defense mechanisms and supporting a healthier microbial balance internally and externally. The key lies in Eugenol and other bioactive compounds found in cloves, which exhibit strong antimicrobial properties. These compounds begin circulating throughout your bloodstream, creating an internal environment that is less hospitable to harmful microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, and certain viruses. Laboratory studies have demonstrated that clove extracts and essential oils can inhibit the growth of pathogens like E. coli, Staphylococcus aureus, Candida albicans, and some respiratory viruses. On day 2, your white blood cells, particularly natural killer, NK, cells and neutrophils, become more active. NK cells are your immune system surveillance team, constantly scanning for infected or abnormal cells, while neutrophils are rapid responders that engulf and neutralize invaders. Eugenol and phenolic compounds appear to modulate immune signaling, making these cells more responsive and efficient at their jobs. Beyond pathogen defense, cloves help support microbial balance in the gut, respiratory tract, and skin. A balanced microbiome is essential for immune regulation. When harmful organisms are kept in check, your immune system can focus on true threats rather than being chronically activated by low-grade imbalances. Studies have observed that populations with regular clove consumption experience fewer respiratory infections and milder seasonal illnesses. This is likely due to a combination of antimicrobial activity and strengthened immune surveillance. An often overlooked aspect is cloves' potential role in reducing inflammatory overreaction. By gently supporting immune function, cloves help your system stay calibrated, strong when needed, but less prone to excessive inflammatory responses that can harm tissues. In practical terms, day 2 marks the point when your body begins building a more resilient internal defense system. This foundational immune support sets the stage for the metabolic and organ-level changes that follow later in the week. Day 3. Blood sugar and metabolic optimization. By day 3, your body begins to experience notable changes in blood sugar regulation and overall metabolic efficiency. This is one of the most fascinating physiological responses to daily clove consumption, especially considering how quickly it can be observed in some individuals. Cloves contain several bioactive compounds, most notably eugenol and manganese, that influence insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism at the cellular level. Insulin is the hormone responsible for allowing glucose to enter your cells, where it's converted into energy. When cells become resistant to insulin, blood sugar levels remain elevated, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes, fatigue, and inflammation. Cloves help counter this process through multiple mechanisms. First, eugenol enhances insulin receptor activity, allowing cells to respond more effectively to circulating insulin. This leads to more efficient glucose uptake and a corresponding reduction in post-meal blood sugar spikes. Clinical studies have shown that both healthy individuals and those with prediabetes who consumed clove extracts experienced significant improvements in blood glucose levels within weeks, and similar effects begin to emerge within the first few days of regular use. Second, cloves' antioxidant properties protect pancreatic beta cells, the insulin-producing cells, from oxidative stress. This protection helps maintain healthy insulin secretion over time. Additionally, manganese, naturally present in cloves, plays a crucial role in glucose metabolism and the activation of enzymes involved in carbohydrate processing. The benefits go beyond numbers on a glucose meter. Many people report experiencing fewer sugar cravings, more stable energy levels, and improved mental clarity once their blood sugar begins to stabilize. When glucose is properly utilized, energy delivery to the brain and muscles becomes more consistent, reducing mood fluctuations and midday crashes. Day 3 represents the shift from passive antioxidant and immune support to active metabolic optimization. Your body is no longer just defending, it's beginning to regulate and rebalance internal processes that, if left unchecked, often lead to chronic metabolic diseases. In simple terms, 2 cloves a day act like a subtle, natural metabolic tune-up, supporting your pancreas, insulin function, and energy systems without drugs or extreme interventions. Day 4, liver detoxification and protection. By day 4, the effects of consistent clove consumption reach one of the most important organs in your body, the liver. This is where your body processes nutrients, metabolizes medications, filters toxins, and regulates critical metabolic pathways. The liver is not only a detoxification organ, it's a central hub for homeostasis. Daily clove intake begins to support this system in clinically meaningful ways. The key compound responsible is eugenol, along with other phenolic antioxidants found abundantly in cloves. These compounds have been shown to exert hepatoprotective effects, meaning they help protect liver cells from damage, reduce inflammation, and support regeneration. One of the liver's constant challenges is managing oxidative stress generated by metabolic processes and environmental toxins. Excess oxidative stress can damage hepatocytes, liver cells, impair detoxification enzymes, and lead to conditions like fatty liver disease and fibrosis. Cloves antioxidants help neutralize these free radicals, easing the oxidative burden and protecting cellular integrity. Research indicates that eugenol can modulate inflammatory pathways in the liver, lowering levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines and supporting smoother liver function. Animal and preliminary human studies have shown that regular intake of clove or eugenol is associated with improvements in liver enzyme profiles, particularly ALT and AST, common markers used to assess liver health. In some cases, there's evidence of reduced fat accumulation in hepatic tissue, suggesting potential benefits for early stages of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. Cloves may also support the liver's regenerative capacity. By reducing oxidative and inflammatory damage, the liver's natural ability to repair itself improves, enhancing detoxification efficiency and metabolic balance. Clinically, people may not feel these changes immediately, but improved liver function has downstream effects: better digestion, more stable energy, improved hormonal balance, and a stronger immune system, since the liver plays a key role in immune regulation. Day 4 represents a deep, organ-level shift. By protecting and supporting the liver, cloves help optimize the body's detoxification network, laying a foundation for better systemic health in the days to come. Day 5, cardiovascular protection intensifies. By day 5, the benefits of clove consumption extend significantly to your cardiovascular system, the vast network of your heart and blood vessels that sustains every organ in your body. While the antioxidant and metabolic effects have been building over the past few days, day 5 marks a notable vascular shift, particularly in how your blood vessels and heart respond to oxidative and inflammatory stress. The endothelium, which is the delicate inner lining of blood vessels, plays a critical role in controlling vascular tone, blood flow, and the prevention of atherosclerosis, plaque buildup. Eugenol and other clove phenolics help reduce oxidative stress in endothelial cells, allowing them to produce nitric oxide more efficiently. Nitric oxide is a key signaling molecule that relaxes blood vessels, promotes healthy circulation, and maintains stable blood pressure. In addition to antioxidant action, cloves possess potent anti-inflammatory properties that affect vascular tissue. Chronic low-grade inflammation in arterial walls is one of the earliest contributors to plaque formation and arterial stiffness. Eugenol can modulate inflammatory mediators, decreasing the activity of enzymes like COX and reducing pro-inflammatory cytokines that damage vessel walls over time. Several studies suggest that regular clove consumption may help lower total cholesterol and LDL, bad cholesterol, while supporting HDL, good cholesterol, function. These changes are gradual but meaningful, contributing to long-term cardiovascular resilience. Some preliminary data also indicate mild blood pressure lowering effects, likely linked to improved endothelial function and vasodilation. Cloves also provide manganese, which supports connective tissue integrity and vascular elasticity, essential for maintaining healthy circulation as we age. Clinically, individuals may start to notice improved extremity warmth, better mental clarity, or increased stamina during daily activities around this point, due to enhanced oxygen delivery and circulation. Day 5 represents a strategic turning point. Cloves begin to actively protect and optimize cardiovascular function, not through a single mechanism but through a synergistic blend of antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, lipid-modulating, and vasodilatory effects. These changes support both heart health and overall systemic vitality, especially when sustained over time. Day 6, anti-cancer mechanisms activate. By day 6, the regular intake of 2 cloves per day begins to influence some of your body's deepest cellular defense mechanisms, particularly those related to cancer prevention, DNA repair, and abnormal cell regulation. While cloves are not a treatment for cancer, their bioactive compounds have demonstrated promising chemopreventive properties in laboratory and preliminary clinical research. The main compound, Eugenol, along with other phenolic constituents in cloves, has been shown to inhibit the growth of various cancer cell lines in experimental settings. These effects occur through several well-documented mechanisms: induction of apoptosis. Programmed cell death. Eugenol can trigger apoptosis in abnormal or precancerous cells, helping the body eliminate them before they proliferate uncontrollably. Inhibition of proliferation signals. Clove compounds interfere with growth signaling pathways, such as NF-kappa B, which cancer cells often exploit to sustain rapid division. DNA protection and repair. Through their antioxidant activity, cloves reduce oxidative DNA damage and support the body's natural repair systems, lowering the likelihood of mutations that can lead to malignant transformation. Tumor suppressor pathway activation. There is evidence that phenolic compounds can upregulate tumor suppressor genes, reinforcing the cell's internal safeguards. An additional and unique benefit of cloves is their direct contact with the digestive tract when consumed. This localized exposure may explain why populations with higher dietary spice intake, including cloves, have shown lower rates of gastrointestinal cancers, particularly gastric and colorectal cancers, in epidemiological studies. The phenolic compounds can exert protective effects along the digestive lining, inhibiting carcinogen activation and supporting mucosal integrity. It's essential to emphasize, cloves are not a substitute for medical treatment. However, by day 6, their compounds may be supporting your body's natural tumor surveillance systems, enhancing the cellular environment to discourage abnormal cell growth and promote normal regulatory pathways. This phase highlights how natural dietary compounds, when consumed consistently and appropriately, can work at the cellular level to complement the body's intrinsic defense mechanisms against chronic disease processes, including cancer development. Day 7, pain relief and anti-inflammatory mastery. By day 7, the effects of consistent clove consumption culminate in one of their most well-recognized but scientifically fascinating roles, their natural pain-relieving and anti-inflammatory properties. These effects are both systemic and neurological, working through multiple pathways that regulate pain perception and inflammation throughout the body. The primary active compound, Eugenol, is known for its analgesic, pain-reducing, and anti-inflammatory actions. Historically, clove oil has been used in dentistry to relieve toothaches due to eugenol's numbing properties. Modern studies have since clarified the mechanisms behind these effects. Eugenol acts on pain receptors and neurotransmitter systems, particularly the GABAergic pathway. By functioning as a positive allosteric modulator of the GABA_AA receptor, Eugenol helps reduce the transmission of pain signals and promotes a sense of neurological calm. This is not a sedative effect but a natural dampening of overactive pain pathways, similar to how certain medications modulate neural activity, though far milder and safer at dietary levels. In addition to neurological effects, cloves exert strong anti-inflammatory actions at the cellular level. Eugenol inhibits cyclooxygenase, COX, enzymes and downregulates pro-inflammatory cytokines, both of which play major roles in pain and swelling. Over time, this modulation can contribute to reduced joint discomfort, muscle soreness, and relief from low-grade chronic inflammation that often underlies conditions like arthritis and metabolic disorders. By day 7, many individuals report tangible improvements, less morning stiffness, greater joint mobility, and reduced muscle tension. These are the cumulative results of 7 days of antioxidant defense, immune enhancement, metabolic balancing, and vascular protection, all converging to lower the body's overall inflammatory burden. Importantly, this isn't a superficial masking of pain, like a painkiller. Instead, cloves support the body's regulatory systems, helping bring inflammation and pain responses back into balance. This creates a synergistic feedback loop. Reduced inflammation improves cardiovascular, metabolic, and immune functions, which in turn further reduces inflammatory triggers. Day 7 represents the peak integration point of cloves' effects, where biochemical support translates into functional, noticeable changes in how your body feels and performs. How to consume cloves properly. To experience the full range of benefits that cloves offer, how you consume them is just as important as the amount. Proper preparation and intake help maximize the therapeutic compounds, especially eugenol, while minimizing potential irritation or loss of potency. The most effective method is to use fresh, whole cloves, not pre-ground powder. Once ground, cloves rapidly lose their volatile oils and phenolic compounds due to exposure to air and light. Whole cloves, on the other hand, retain their active constituents for months when stored correctly. The optimal daily dose for most adults is 2 whole cloves per day. This provides roughly 160 to 180 milligrams of eugenol, which aligns with the World Health Organization's safe daily intake of 2.5 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. This amount is both therapeutic and safe. The best time to take cloves is after breakfast or your first main meal. Simply place the cloves in your mouth and chew them slowly. This allows eugenol and other beneficial compounds to absorb through the oral mucosa, bypassing partial degradation in the stomach and delivering faster systemic effects. If the flavor is too intense, you can crush the cloves and mix with raw honey, or steep them in warm, not boiling, water for a mild infusion. Do not exceed 2 cloves daily. More is not better. Excessive intake can irritate the gastrointestinal tract or affect blood clotting. Consistency, not quantity, is the key to unlocking their benefits. Safety and precautions. While cloves are generally safe for most healthy adults when used in recommended amounts, it's essential to understand their potency and interactions to avoid unintended side effects. Eugenol, the primary active compound, is powerful, which is why correct dosing matters. Blood clotting. Eugenol has a mild anticoagulant, blood-thinning, effect. If you are taking blood-thinning medications such as warfarin, aspirin, clopidogrel, or have a bleeding disorder, consult your healthcare provider before increasing clove intake. Combining cloves with these medications can increase the risk of bleeding. Essential oil caution. Never ingest clove essential oil directly. Even small amounts can be toxic, especially for children, and may cause seizures, liver damage, or electrolyte imbalances. Stick strictly to whole cloves, not concentrated extracts, unless medically supervised. Pregnancy and breastfeeding. Pregnant and breastfeeding women should limit cloves to culinary amounts, as there's insufficient research on the safety of therapeutic doses during these periods. Digestive sensitivity. Individuals with gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, or sensitive stomachs may experience burning, irritation, or discomfort from cloves. If this occurs, reduce the quantity or discontinue use. Allergic or adverse reactions. Rarely, some people may develop mouth irritation, stomach upset, or allergic symptoms. If any of these occur, stop use immediately and seek medical advice. In short, cloves are safe and beneficial when used wisely. Like any natural compound, respecting dosage, individual conditions, and medical context ensures their positive effects without risks. Optimizing long-term results. The 7-day transformation with cloves is only the beginning. To fully harness their health potential, the key is long-term, consistent integration into your daily routine, combined with supportive lifestyle habits. Storage matters. Keep your cloves in an airtight container, away from heat, light, and moisture. Fresh cloves should be firm and release a strong aroma when pressed. If they've become soft or lost their fragrance, their active compounds have degraded, and they should be replaced. Proper storage ensures maximum potency over time. Synergistic use with other spices can amplify benefits. Cinnamon works synergistically to support blood sugar regulation. Ginger enhances digestive and anti-inflammatory effects. Black pepper improves the bioavailability of many plant compounds, including eugenol. Incorporating these together in meals or teas can strengthen their combined impact. Cloves work best when paired with foundational health habits. Adequate hydration, restorative sleep, regular physical activity, and a balanced diet rich in whole foods all enhance your body's natural ability to respond to beneficial plant compounds. Cloves should complement, not replace, healthy living. Consider keeping a simple health journal during the first few weeks of use. Record changes in energy, digestion, sleep, and overall well-being. Tracking helps you notice subtle improvements and make adjustments if needed. When used properly and consistently, cloves can become a powerful long-term ally for your cardiovascular, metabolic, immune, and cellular health, without requiring drastic lifestyle overhauls. Over just 7 days, 2 simple cloves a day can support your body in remarkable ways, from strengthening antioxidant defenses and boosting immunity to improving metabolic health, protecting your liver, enhancing cardiovascular function, supporting cellular repair, and easing inflammation. This is not a trend or a gimmick. It's evidence-informed, traditional wisdom meeting modern science. But remember, the true benefits come with consistency and proper use, not excess or shortcuts. If you found this information valuable, I encourage you to share this video with friends and family who could benefit. Leave a comment with a simple yes if you're ready to begin your own 7-day clove journey, and don't forget to subscribe for more doctor-led, evidence-based health insights. I'm excited for you to experience what happens when you give your body nature's most powerful healing compounds, in the right way.